Hello again everybody, we are at the Broadlands campsite just near Seatown in Dorset. We've come from our previous site in St Albans. We left there round about 11 o'clock this morning.
10:34!
Or between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning. And yeah, didn't have a too bad a run up here. The traffic was quite heavy.
It was raining!
Yeah, we did have a lot of rain as well. And yeah, got stuck in a few traffic jams on the way out. A little bit sticky, but nothing absolutely awful. Nothing that was too terrible. And it is a lovely campsite. We've pitched up, we've put the awning up, and we're just sitting admiring the views, which I shall show you in a second. Well, aren't they just cracking views? Well, Chaz and Liz will be joining us very soon, hopefully. But one of the next things I've got to do is to blow up my inflatable chair. Well, it's Sunday morning and
He's moaning about my mixture.
no, not really, it's just, I don't know, it's a bit thick.
Gluten-free stuff, he doesn't understand it.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got the pancakes on. Gonna have a little bit of a breakfast, bit of a slow start. Not sure what we're up to today. This is the first time we've attempted to holiday in Dorset for a long time. We had a bit of a terrible holiday down here when the children were little. The
It was dreadful.
clutch went on the car. We were camping, we had a camping trailer. Clutch went on the car. It was terrible weather, rained all week. We had an incident of food poisoning. Young Summer got food poisoning.
Wasn't my cooking, by the way.
Sick all over the tent. Yeah, I think we had a dodgy meal in a pub. And yeah, young Franny had a driving test, and because the clutch had gone on the car, we couldn't get to the theory test centre, so we had to do a long, awkward trip on trains and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't the best holiday, so we haven't really given Dorset much of a chance since then. But yeah, it's nice here, so I'm hoping we can break the Dorset spell for us. Well, we've had a bit of a coffee and a discussion, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and cycle down the beach with Chaz and Liz and Clarence, and maybe have a little bit of a walk along the beach and suss out the pub, see if it's somewhere that we'd like to have a meal at some point, and yeah, just have a chilled out coastal sort of a day. On the beach, I've come a little bit further along to see if I can find some fossils, because that's what this beach is famous for. Well, although it's possible to find all sorts of different fossils here, there are two main types. They're both fossils of creatures that were around in Jurassic times, but there's two distinct bands in the rock. There's a marl band, which is approximately 189 million years old, and that mainly contains belemnite fossils, which are the long, thin ones that look a bit like bullets. And then slightly above that is a mudstone layer, which contains all the ammonites, and they're probably 187 million years old, roughly. Now there are some rules to fossil collecting. We are on the Jurassic World Heritage Coastline, which is a site of special scientific interest. You're not really allowed to hammer or dig in the cliff itself, although that's even a bit dangerous to do anyway. But you are allowed to pick up loose fossils that you find just on the beach or in amongst the gravel. Well, it's Bank Holiday Monday and it's round about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. We had a very relaxed evening yesterday, sitting in Chaz and Liz's van, having a bit of dinner and then playing Cluedo, would you believe? And it was absolutely chucking it down with rain. The wind was howling around the van, but totally different weather today. And today we've been pretty relaxed and chilled out as well. We haven't done a great deal worth reporting on. Chaz and I had a little bit of a bike ride and a couple of pints in the local pubs, and Nikki and Liz have been here in the van doing some drawing and some artwork. And yeah, we've just been chilling out on the site since, watching the paragliders on the hills and just enjoying the sunshine. But later on we're heading down to the beach with the Ttxela and we're going to try and have a barbecue on the beach. Well, it's not very far to the beach from the campsite, and you pass through the large campsite on the way to the beach, but it does feel a little bit further when you're carrying all this heavy barbecue gear. But what a lovely way to spend a late summer's evening, watching the sunset on the beach while you have a barbecue with friends. And yeah, absolutely lovely. Really glad we decided to do this. A proper treat. Then it was back to the motorhome for some games in the awning. Well, it's Tuesday now. We're having an extended bank holiday weekend stay here at the Broadlands campsite, and today I think we're going to have a walk along the clifftop path towards West Bay. See how far we get. So we just cut through this campsite. Good, it is quite a warm day today. And just up there is the cliff path, I think. Oh, bit of a stiff old climb up this bit. We decided to cool the West Bay walk a little bit. It's very warm and Nikki didn't get much sleep last night, so she's feeling a bit tired. So we're going to drop down into Seatown and have a coffee. What a cracking view down into Seatown. I think after we've had a coffee down there, I might go and have another look for the fossils. Well, that was a lovely cup of tea, but we've just seen the signs that say dogs aren't allowed on the beach between May and September, so that's rather scuppered our plans to walk together along the beach. But Nikki said she didn't think she'd make it anyway, so her and Liz are sitting on a bench watching the sea and chatting, and I've come for a little walk along the beach. I've left Nikki with the motorhome keys in case she wants to head back before I get back. So yeah, back along the beach I'm going. Now you never know, I might find some fossils. There's a few people out looking for fossils today, but not so many as yesterday, I guess. Now the bank holiday weekend is over, a lot of folk have gone back to work. Now of course we should say these cliffs are just a very loose mudstone. You can see great sections of them are hanging almost ready to go in the next little bit of heavy rain or high tide or something. So yeah, best to keep away from the bottom of the cliffs if you do come here looking for fossils, because you never know when that section is going to fall off that's hanging above you. Yeah, you can see there are a number of very recent falls along the edge here. Yeah, it's not very long after high tide. The tide is just about turning, so yeah, I'm not sure those ledges up ahead will be properly accessible yet where the fossils are. Lots of cuttlefish remains though. I made it onto the ledges again, and there's a particularly large, nice belemnite shield there. Remains of a little ammonite next to it, and of course oyster shells. This looks like remains of quite a large ammonite there, look. That's a bit broken up and squished though. Big ammonite print there. Little tiny bit of coal there, look. I guess in the past just enough of a swampy area to allow that little bit of coal to form. So this bed here looks like the layer that the ammonites are in. There's one there, nice one there. Well, I'm not having much luck finding fossils that I can pick up and take away, but that's cool. It's still nice just to see the ones preserved in the rock and leave them for other people to look at as well. Well, I've actually come quite a way. I've come around this little point bit, and yeah, ahead of me is quite a bit more beach, but I might just climb up here and have a look at this little area of landslip. I'm going to keep well away from the cliffs, but just going to have a quick look and see what's up there. Now this is quite an interesting area, being sort of relatively new exposed ground. I'm guessing it's not that fertile because it's just sort of this mudstone that's fallen down off the cliff, but you can see sort of what plants and things are colonising it first. And it's mainly this sort of tufty, reedy grass stuff with the odd bit of shrubbery. Nice gas bottle if anyone needs one. I'm guessing that's been washed up here by the tide. Now of course this is all quite unstable ground, so I don't recommend anyone do this really and come exploring like this, but you can see how unstable those cliffs are. Bits of them could come down at any time really. Definitely a place to keep your wits about you. Nice crop of teasels down there. Good bit of flotsam and jetsam washed up here, presumably from storms and very high tides. Can't see any pirate chests full of gold though, well, there are some fairly hefty timbers and some big slabs of stone, presumably fallen from those stone beds right up there. The trick of course is to not be here when they do. Well, I have found this lovely little cove which I've got all to myself. It's got this weird little lagoon type of thing, almost looks man-made. Not sure we're going to find any fossils on this beach though, at least not in this state of the tide. Yeah, the next cove along is just as nice. Look at that, look. What an absolutely beautiful spot. Well, I think I'll probably sit here for a little bit, have a drink of my water, and then probably this is as far as I'll get. I'll start heading back because Nikki's given me a call, a little bit worried about me, and yeah, I want to have a little bit more of a look for fossils and stuff on the way back. So yeah, I think this is about it for my adventuring today. Well, that was a great afternoon's walk on the beach. I really enjoyed that, but it was good to come back to the van, have a cup of tea and a biscuit and chill out for a while. Tonight we are going out for a pub meal at the George in Ttxela, I think you say it, which is just a mile or so's walk away. Well, it's Wednesday morning now. We had a great night last night in the George, lovely meal, but sadly that brings to an end our trip down to Dorset. I've got to go back to work tomorrow, so off we head home later on. It's been a fantastic stop here. This site has been wonderful. It's an independent site. It's not Caravan and Motorhome Club CL. The CL is just over the hedge to the other side of the site. This is owned by the same people but run as a little independent site. And yeah, Seatown itself is a lovely place. We haven't really strayed too far this time. All we've done is explore in the vicinity of the campsite, and yeah, that's been perfectly fine. So we're going to head off and we'll see you again very soon in our next video.